Welcome back to the Jarrett Bay Insider. This very new looking boat behind me is actually 20 years old. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit, but first, let's go take a peek at our 90-foot Jarrett Bay Hull 68. We're down forward in Hull 68, and you can see there's some notable progress in all of our projects going on here. So the last time we were here, the bulkhead was not yet in place. Well, as you can see, it's there now. It's glassed in. It's very strong. It's an important structural component, as well as a division. There's a utility space on the other side that holds the anchor. And then the real thing I wanted to show you here is the foam, the insulation. This is a spray-in urethane foam, similar to what they would make coolers out of and so forth. And that acts just like insulation in a house. It keeps the climate inside and the climate outside separated. You can see it's all been shaped. And then we have our wood liner on it. The wood liner is so that we can mount and glue and glass our furniture to this so it cannot ever break out of here. So now we'll jump out of the boat and look at some of the projects we have going on out on the shop floor that are part of this boat. Follow me. We're at the cabin, and as you can see, the fairing process has been started. We've talked a little bit about this before. It's fairly long and involved process, but the end of that process is a mirror finish. It's got to be that way on a yacht. As with any other part of the boat, there is always more than meets the eye. So the guys behind me are working on putting in a bib headliner. Most people don't even know that's there. They don't know that's a hollow space, but there will be wires run in there. There will be lights in that. There will be speakers, and it's got to be done now. So we're looking at the bridge surround for the 90-footer. This goes, of course, on top of the cabin, and it looks an awful lot like all of the other sport fishers that Jarrett Bay has built. That's because this is all very functional and it's very important. The size is extraordinary. It's a large boat. It's going to have a very large amount of space up here. I'm standing somewhere around the helm, and you can see there's a lot of space in front of me. And just as a little bit of useless trivia for you, in my younger days, I would say the best years of my life, I lived in a little cabin in the wilderness in Alaska. My wife, my 2 daughters, and myself. And the footprint of that cabin would have comfortably fit inside of this space. So what we're looking at here is our fish box for the 90-footer. Now, it looks like a big sled right now, but it'll actually stand up. What you're seeing here is Drew glassing the inside of this. Everything gets glassed inside and out. It makes it tough, it makes it waterproof. That's what buys us decades, if not centuries, of life in our products. And the green lines you see here are where we've scored this with a saw so that it would bend into the jig. Bending this much radius into an 1.5 inch thick piece would be a real chore. So we do that twice and it lays in nice and clean. So that gives us a little taste of what's going on the 90. There's much more. We'll cover that more in future episodes. But for now, we're gonna go back to where we started and take a look at Lobster House. So as promised, we're back in the Ramsey building, and as you can see behind me, we're by the Lobster House. This boat looks new, but it is 20 years old. This is hull 44. It's been around a while. It's had a lot of miles on it. Last time we saw this boat, it was all covered up for paint, and it was kind of torn apart. It is coming back together now, and as you can see by the paint job, it's starting to look really good. We're gonna go inside and take a closer look. The laundry list of projects on this boat was fairly long. The tower was not on last time you saw this. That has just been replaced. In fact, it hasn't even been bolted on yet. They're putting in some upgraded electronics. The teak was in process when we were looking last time. When the whole project is done, we'll sand off the deck. You've seen freshly sanded teak decks. They look very different than what we're looking at right now. A couple of things about teak that are very unique. We know about its decay resistance, but that oil that's in teak is very photosensitive. We want to sand the whole thing all at once because if you sand a spot over there today and a spot over there in 2 days, they will be different for months. So when we sand it all at the same time, it will all look fresh, but in time, the sun will even all that all out. That's what gives it that trademark beautiful teak patina. One of the things that makes a teak deck very unique is its trim, its border. And the border is all hand shaped by an old school craftsman. That's a skill that's developed over time, and very few people actually achieve that level. And I'm very proud to say I work with some of the best craftsmen I've seen anywhere in the world. Classic lines never go out of style. That's why this boat looks so good. You can see it's coming together, and when this is done, this is gonna be an immaculate boat. Speaking of working on older boats, we have several of our previous builds in the yard. They're here for some upgrades, some for repairs. Some of them are just getting prepped for the big tournament season. So we're going to give you a little tour of that just as a bonus. Thanks for joining us on this episode. And if you're ever interested in some particular topic, drop a comment. We'll be happy to look at that. And as always, we will catch you next time.